What's up, Internet people? This is Corey from Invest Like an Old Man. Today's topic is not necessarily going to be about investments, but if you watch the first video I ever posted to this channel, I talked about the importance of starting investing from a solid financial footing, and credit was a big part of that. And so, one of the questions I get from people all of the time is, can you help me repair my credit? Or can you refer me to a company that's going to help me repair my credit? And almost every time I tell them, you can repair your credit on your own. You don't really need my help, but I'm willing to give you a couple of tips. So people ask me, do I think that these credit repair companies are a scam? And in short, I tell them most of the time, yes. But I want to make sure that I'm being fair to these companies and I'm giving you all the best advice. You can do your own research based on this video, but I want to give you a starting point. Please make sure you like, subscribe and to the channel and share my videos. I appreciate it. My goal is to help as many people as possible. So let's get started and jump right into it. Are credit repair companies a scam? Most of the ones you all are dealing with are. So a credit repair company is a company that charges you a fee and they say that they will help you get your credit repaired. So the first thing we got to know is, what's a credit report? Or what's a credit bureau? Why is it important? Well, the reason it's important is because in order to get approved for a car, to purchase a home, to get a credit card, maybe even get a small business loan, you have to have credit, right? You have your three credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. They don't always have the same information. So these companies state that if you have negative information on it, they'll help you get it removed. So here's why I'll tell you that some of these companies are a scam. Some of them charge money up front, right, before they've actually done any work. Some of them make promises that they just can't keep. So here's what a company will tell you they can do. If you pay me $100 up front and then a monthly service fee, any negative information on there, I'll get it taken off and I'll raise your score 200 points within a year. Now, this is what I want to tell you. If the information on your credit report is accurate, it doesn't matter whether you pay a company or not. They can't get that information off of your report if it's actually accurate, unless they commit fraud. They can tell you something else, but unless they commit fraud, which means that they're representing you and this legitimate charge that you ran up, you're going to certify that you did not do it and someone else did it in your name, right? So if someone is able to get something removed off of it, that's the only way they're doing it. They're not maybe blatantly telling you, hey, you're paying me to commit fraud, but that's what you're doing. Now, if whatever they're doing legitimately, you could actually do yourself. That doesn't mean that some of these companies don't provide a service because, you could cut your grass yourself and some people choose to pay somebody to do it. So some of these companies are going to pull your report for you and they are going to go through the process of disputing these charges if they're inaccurate. Some of these companies will be able to give you some advice around, what items you want to pay first. Essentially, they give you the information if you don't want to research it on your own. Those are the legitimate ones. That's maybe 10 or 15% of them. The illegitimate ones make false claims to take your money from you, and then they never really repair your credit, and you're left out of a couple bucks paying someone who sold you a dream. So the question is, well, you want to fix your credit? What do you do? Okay, well let me first start by saying pull your credit report. That's the first thing you need to do. You don't have to pay for your credit report. The government passed years ago a law stating that all three major credit bureaus have to provide you a copy of your credit report at least once per year. You don't go to Free Credit Report. You don't go to these other places. Write it down. You go to annualcreditreport.com. I'm going to say it again, annualcreditreport.com. That is the website that provides you your free credit reports each year. You get one from each bureau. What's great now is due to COVID, you can get one every single week from all of these companies. So if you're in the process of making repairs to your credit and you want to check it to see how it's doing, you can do that weekly now. I'm not sure how much benefit there is to that, but you can do that. So when you get the report, the first thing you want to do is you want to take a look at the report to see if there's any inaccurate information, right? Meaning it's showing you paid something late and you know good and well you didn't pay it late. You want to dispute that charge, so you want to take note of that. You have something that's saying it's in collections or unpaid, but you actually did in fact pay it off. You want to take note of that so you can get that updated. Those are the major things you want to look at. One other thing you want to look at is if there are any lines of credit on your report. that you actually did not do. That's how you're going to find out if someone used your name and got an apartment, or used your name and got a credit card and then they didn't pay it off and now it's in collections. If you didn't actually do it, you're going to find out when you see it on your credit report. Once you see those items on there, it's a very easy process through the website to dispute those charges. Right? You don't have to really write letters like you used to. Some of these credit reporting, these companies that say they'll help fix your credit, back in the days, they wrote letters for you and they did a lot of other stuff when this process wasn't online. Now it's online. You literally click a button and you put, you didn't do it. Most of the time, they'll reach back out to you and maybe ask for some documentation. Or in many cases, if you put good notes, I've seen them just remove it, off of the report altogether. If they don't remove it right away, that's where, you have a fight on your hands. If the company's still saying that, you did it, sometimes, it can be a little more difficult and it takes more correspondence. But in my personal experience, I found that they will remove a lot of this information right after you dispute it if it is, in fact, fraud. So after that, you're looking to see how much you owe who, how long something's been on your report, and kind of formulate a strategy to start getting it repaired. Those are the basics, right? I'm going to do another video after this where I go through in detail the steps you can take, and I'll kind of let you know my journey. But that's the basic stuff to get started with. So should you pay a company to do it? That's up to you. If you feel like you're not going to put the work in and you really just don't know where to go, maybe it makes sense to pay a company, because, who am I to say that someone who's doing legitimate work isn't entitled to get paid for their services, right? I'm trying to give you the information free, but, there are people who legitimately provide services and they're entitled to get paid. Just know that whatever they're doing for you, you can do yourself. There's absolutely nothing that they're doing that you cannot do for yourself. And would I recommend someone paying a service? No. Right? I don't think that it's that hard in the internet era to pull a credit report that you get for free and press a button to dispute it and put notes in there and then follow up on it to make sure it got removed. So I wouldn't pay anyone, and I wouldn't recommend my friends or family to pay anyone. So if you have questions, put them in the comments. And I'll try to respond to them. I'm going to update this video with part 2 shortly after this, and that's going to go into detail around the steps I took to personally improve my credit. Thank you for watching. Again, like and share, subscribe to the channel.